Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Guitar and Improvisation Podcast. Today, we're going to talk about Our Spanish Love Song by Charlie Haydn. We'll focus on the chord changes, and I'll give you some ideas of what you might want to practice in order to work with the changes here. I'll start out today by playing a recording I made a couple days ago, improvising on the changes. You can also watch a video of me playing this on my latest YouTube release, where I discuss the idea of one being a self-taught guitarist or a musician and my thoughts on that, but I also shared a solo on that, and that's the same one. All right, well, let's get started. So each key signature, if you look at the circle of fifths, has a relative major and a relative minor with a shared note collection. And the difference there is really the note that we're choosing as a tonic. So if we have the key of 4 flats here, let's just play an A flat major scale. Right, that might be associated with the key of A flat major, so we might have some sound like, right, and we hear the tonic as A flat. Now, if we think about this same key signature and we say, okay, we're going to assign F as the tonic, we play an F minor scale. Okay, so it's the same group of notes, but we're thinking about F as our tonic. And in order to hear that, we might play something like a little tension resolution there. So basically a 5 chord or C7 to F minor. Now, if you look strictly at the key signature of F minor, the C chord is a minor chord. So in order to make that a dominant 7th, we can take the E flat and raise it. And that gives us a little tension and a little resolution. We want to, at minimum in a minor tune, be aware of harmonic minor. Okay, so I just took that natural minor scale and I just raised that E flat to an E, and then we have harmonic minor, and that will generally be applied to the 5 chord. So you may even play, a scale on that. To understand the context. Okay, so there's a little background on minor keys, key signatures. Let's get into the tune here. Start on the 1 chord. And then we have a 2, 5, back to the 1. So like I said before, just as a basic kind of thing, you can start with F natural minor. Do have other options, but we could play that on the F minor, and then on the G minor 7 flat 5 and the C7 flat 9, we can switch it to, we're really just raising one note, that E flat to the E natural, and we get that F harmonic minor. But you just want to be able to hear that as it relates to these given chords as you play it. So So that's over the G, and then the C7. Right? And so we can relate those. Now, the G minor 7 flat 5, you can actually really play either the natural minor or the F harmonic minor. So explore both of those sounds. A lot of times players will play just the sharp 9 and the flat 9 on a C7 as well. So that's another thing to consider. Explore it, do some listening, maybe transcribe some lines. Okay, moving on, we have a C minor 7 flat 5 to an F7 flat 9. It's a very similar concept, really. We're just setting up B flat minor. So again, working with B flat harmonic minor, not so much for the B flat, but for the chords that come before it, the 2-5. Okay, let's talk about the A diminished 7. There are a couple of ways to think about this chord. Of course, we could play minor thirds all through it. We can also relate this to the F dominant 7. So you might even explore around a little bit in your practice playing a F7 over A. So this is an inversion and drop 3, first inversion, drop 3, F7. And explore replacing that root note with a flat 9. And what are we left with but a diminished 7? Oftentimes on this sound, a flat 13 is applied in the higher register. So then you get the F back again. But when improvising, you might even consider simply thinking about F7 flat 9 when improvising on that chord. And it brings us right back to the B flat minor 7. We've got a little walk down. B flat minor 7 over A flat. And keep in mind, B flat minor 7, it's simply the 4 chord in the key of 4 flats. So we're just working with our original note collection. But again, just be aware of the sound, because the sound changes as the chords change. So you want to be able to hear these tones as they relate to the current chord, right? So maybe just start on B flat and play a scale, repeat the chord, get it in your ear. All right, and then of course we're back to G minor 7 flat 5 to C7. So really pretty simple in a sense up to here, just 1 chord, 4 chord, and just some movements of 2 5s to each one. Okay, moving on, we have F minor. We have C7 over E. When improvising, we can, simply think of that as the 5 chord. Okay, I'm placing a flat 9 on that. So another thing is to, again, relate it to E diminished 7. We have F over E flat. Let's take a first inversion of F. Here I'm in position 5, strings 4, 3, and 2. Put it over an E flat on string 5. So really we have an F7 third inversion, or F over E flat. Let's have an E flat diminished 7. Put it over a D. Okay, so I'm still getting a 4-note voicing, although kind of got an implied 5 notes here. But for improvising, might practice on E flat, minor 7 flat 5 type of sound on that. And then going to C minor 7, flat 5 to the F7, flat 9. So although these chords are giving us some movement, the overall summation would be an F7 type of note collection. Last 8 bars, we have a circle of fifths type of progression. B flat minor 7 to E flat 7, A flat major 7, D flat major 7. So let's stop there for a minute. Right, 2, 5, 1, 4, key of 4 flats again, but we're directing it more to the relative major. So you want to direct your lines in that direction. So 2, 5. So be able to have a little of the tension and release of the 5, 1 there. Okay, going over to G flat major 7. This is pulling us away slightly from the key of 4 flats, but we can simply add G flat to the mix, and we're just in a neighboring key of 5 flats. And one thing that's a little interesting about this chord is that, or the chord progression, is that you have G flat. I'm in second position. Drop 3 here, and I can just raise the G up to G flat up to a G natural. Keep the other notes the same for the G minor 7 flat 5. C7. So it's got a tending to want to go to F minor, and then kind of redirects us to a 2, 5 back to the B flat. B flat kind of cascades over in the 2, 5 to A flat major, and then we have a 2, 5 again in F minor. So to summarize here a bit, we want to understand the key signature. We want to know what the tonic is. 4 flats, tonic is F. The progression has a little pull towards the 4 chord, so that's known as a secondary dominant, where you borrow from key of B flat for the dominant, so you get to create maybe a temporary tonic on that B flat minor chord, right? And then we're playing around with that 5, 1 motion in B flat minor, moving back to F minor, and then redirecting back to B flat minor. But then B flat minor becomes its own predominant chord as a 2, 5, 1 to major. So if we have a good handle on 5 1s in both minor and major, and can use those to go from, let's say, C7 to F minor, F7 to B flat minor, E flat 7 to A flat major, be in very good shape on this. All right, folks, thanks for listening. If you haven't already, sure to visit the YouTube channel at Fretprints. Also join our email newsletter and check out Substack. I've got a new page there. I'm live streaming on Tuesdays at noon Eastern Time for Substack members, YouTube members, and my website members. We've got a new series out on YouTube where I'm talking a little bit about, my history, or even my present, I suppose, maybe even the future. Taking some questions, giving my thoughts on some current trends and things like that, and doing a little improv and maybe a short summation of some improv topics. So be sure to check that out and comment, ask a question on any one of those, and see if I can add that into the mix of the next video. Okay, well, enjoy your practice session, and I'll talk to you all in the next one.